here. So today we're going to take a look at some of the things that I come to get at the market, and we're going to start down here with these right here, green beans. They're really good. You're going to see a lot of green in my cart right now. This is the beginning of it. I'm gonna go through everything once I get everything, but I have green beans, asparagus here, and I'm not sure if many people have heard of this, but these cress leaves, they're really good. They're considered superfoods, and superfoods are pretty much anything that contains a large amount of nutrients in small portions. So what I do with this, with the cress, is I add it to my juices. Has a really strong taste, but you know, sometimes you could add some fruit. I tend to add either bananas or apples when I make the juices. I also add cucumbers, but I don't think they have cucumbers today. Another thing, guys, you want to get some carrots. They're really good they're a good source of antioxidants. They're good for the skin and everything. And then celery. Celery has a lot of good properties. A lot more hidden properties than people know of. One of the examples of those hidden properties is celery tends to react more like some sort of, I wouldn't say aphrodisiac, but it releases certain hormones in the body where it makes you, I would say, perform better in a lot of ways. Especially for the guys out there, just a little quick tip on that. So yeah, we're gonna keep going now. Right. So another thing here, we have green split peas. Now this is amazing, guys, because they're very inexpensive. They have a ton of nutrients. If you guys are wanting to bulk, this is amazing. But in general, if you're bulking, if you're cutting, whatever you're doing, you should have those in your diet. The split peas have a ton of protein, a ton of nutrients. They're really high in fiber, so they're really good for the body. Okay, another thing, guys, is apple cider vinegar. All right, so there's been a lot of studies, there's been a lot of talk about this, but now it's becoming a little bit more mainstream. Apple cider vinegar is really good for cutting the fat in the body. It's good for the digestive system. It's good for cleansing. So it's just really good. The way that I take it is in the morning I pour a little bit, it's about a teaspoon, in water. And you guys can go a little bit higher. You can go all the way to a tablespoon. But I would suggest probably start a little bit low. It has a strong taste to it until you guys build up that good taste for it, because it's a pretty strong taste. Now you're gonna want to take this with a cup of water, and you want to use a straw, because you don't want this to touch your teeth. It's gonna mess up your teeth, guys. It's gonna cut down on the enamel. Now another thing here is organic peanut butter. Now organic peanut butter, you know, peanut butter is just really good. It has good fats, the fats that you need. People have it this huge misconception that you have to cut down on all fat. Actually, there's a lot of fat that's good for the body. So peanut butter has some of that. It has also protein. And here we have some red meat. So I got the New York strip. I really like the New York strip. It's a good cut for me. Now let's talk a little bit about red meat. So for a very long time, I had this idea, which is, you know, something that's pretty valid through some research that's been done out there, that I was not going to eat any red meat. However, after talking to my doctor, which is an actual doctor, not just some of these articles that you read online, even though a lot of these articles are accredited to, you know, universities and everything, it's suggested to eat at least a little bit of red meat, because it has nutrients. If you cut red meat completely out of your diet, you're cutting a lot of nutrients that are specific to that food type. So instead of cutting it out completely, I eat it about once a week, so once every 7 days, and that's more than enough, right? So you could even do once every other week. Right now I'm doing once a week because I had cut it out from my diet for so long, but in the future months I'll probably cut down to just taking it, you know, once every other week. But you guys want to definitely have a little bit of red meat in your diet. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to cut meat completely out of their diet. It's not a good idea. I think you have to have a balance. You can't eat too much of anything, but you have to have a balance. Now, another thing I want to talk about, guys, is I'm not gonna buy it here, but salmon is really good. The reason I'm not gonna buy it here is because I'd rather buy it in somewhere where it's a lot more fresh. I find Publix or other areas to have a better tasting, more fresh salmon. So, but it's a really good choice. That's the only reason you're not gonna see it in the cart, because I'm not gonna buy it here. But salmon's really good. You want to have that in your diet, guys. All right, so we're gonna keep going. All right, so now we're moving on to the dairy section. Okay, so this is really important, guys. That first of all, cottage cheese is really good. It's high in protein. It's just a really good thing to add to your diet, and it's also casein protein, which is slow digestive protein, which you're gonna need throughout the night or throughout the day, just so your body has some sort of protein, so it's able to feed off of it. So you're gonna have two options, guys. You're gonna have fat-free or 2%, probably more options there. Now, most people would want to go fat-free because they don't want the extra fat. Now, I would say don't do that. Go for the 2%. The reason I say go for the 2% is because the fat-free version, if you look at the label, it's missing some of the nutrients, and this could be because it probably goes through more of a process, so it might kill off some of the nutrients. I would have to do some more research on that, but I will definitely tell you that the 2% has at least vitamin D, which is extremely important. There's not a lot of foods that have vitamin D, so you want to get the vitamin D from as many foods as possible, because if you start cutting out all the fat from dairy products, all the fat from, you know, the eggs, the yolk actually has some vitamin D, but if you cut that out as well and you're only eating egg whites, you're cutting out a lot of vitamin D, and you don't want to cause any deficiency in vitamin D in your body, because that's really bad. And the reason I'm saying this is because I actually did that personally. I cut out a lot of the fat and the yolk of the eggs and everything, so I was unable to have the appropriate amount of vitamin D, and I was a bit on the bad side on that. So my doctor also told me about that. So I'm letting you guys know to not do that. Another good thing is almond milk. Almond milk is really good. It has a lot of nutrients. It also has vitamin D, which is really good for the body. This one right here has 25%. You can replace regular milk with almond milk if you would like that. You don't have to, but it would really benefit you. So, all right, moving on. Also, guys, I want to let you know, Greek yogurt, really good. It has a strong taste to it, so it's a little bit sour. If you don't get the vanilla version, which I suggest you don't get the vanilla version, get used to eating the regular one, because the vanilla version tastes really good, but it has a lot of sugar, guys. So it's defeating the purpose of being in a diet and trying to eat properly. So really good, a lot of protein, casein protein. If you eat a little bit of this at night, you're gonna be good, because throughout the night, you know, the body's still feeding even though you're sleeping. So you want to have something that digests really slow. It's either that or the cottage cheese. I would have the cottage cheese in the morning, and I would have the yogurt at night, just because I feel the cottage cheese is a little bit heavier than the yogurt, so it makes me feel better. Also, eggs. If you guys want to buy a ton of eggs, you want to make sure you have a good amount of eggs, because you're going to get a lot of your protein from this, especially if you're in a diet like I am, where I am not taking any powders or anything. I try to stay away from those things. Alright, so now moving on, we're going to be talking about, we tend to get these things, rice cakes. Now, there's no real like crazy health benefit to them. It's just a good snack. You can put a little bit of peanut butter on them with some cut up bananas, and that's a really good snack right there. So also, guys, you wanna get some of this. You wanna get almonds. Almonds are just amazing. They're really good. You gotta have this in your diet at all times. I would suggest to have almonds in your diet because they have a lot of health benefits. So definitely have some almonds. And pistachios, well, that's another type of thing more for the taste of it. They're good for you. They have a little bit more fat than you would like. So don't eat a ton of pistachios, but definitely want to have them in. They're not bad, they're pretty good. So I would suggest to get some of that. Alright, so I want to talk about this, guys. You probably saw this. Cuban bread. Alright, don't get this. That's just empty carbs. The only we're getting this for other people. Not that I never eat. Right now I'm definitely not eating it because that's completely against the diet. It's just empty carbs. You want to stay away from bread. I would say stay away from all bread. You probably eat some whole grain, multigrain. Wheat bread is pointless. So yeah.